If these facts were revealed to you, everything you think you know about Christianity would collapse. Let's start with a truth no priest has ever told you. The first Christians were far from united. In the first centuries after Jesus, multiple contradictory versions of Christianity existed side by side. Imagine different groups, all claiming to follow Christ, but with wildly different beliefs about who he was and what he taught. To create a sense of unity, church leaders later had to make a choice. They picked one set of beliefs and declared all others to be heresy. These other Christianities were then systematically suppressed and erased from history, leaving us with only the version that won the power struggle. But where did these other beliefs go? Many are found in texts that were widely used by early Christians, but were ultimately excluded from the Bible. We're talking about over 20 other Gospels, sometimes called the Apocryphal Gospels, that the early church fathers rejected. Some of these texts, like the Gospel of Thomas, contain sayings of Jesus that are far more mystical or even harsher than what you read in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. It makes you wonder, why were these specific texts hidden away? What was in them that was considered so dangerous? The plot thickens when the Roman Empire gets involved. Once Christianity became the state religion under Emperor Constantine, politics began to heavily influence faith. Major decisions, like which books made it into the final version of the Bible, weren't just about theology, they were strategic. The new state-sponsored religion needed to be stable and support imperial control. So scriptures were edited and doctrines were shaped to align with the goals of the empire. Religion became a tool for unity and governance, and any texts that challenged that were conveniently left out. Now for a truly shocking fact. There are traces of Bible verses that simply no longer exist in our modern Bibles. When scholars examine the most ancient manuscripts, they find surprising differences compared to the versions we read today. There's clear evidence of entire verses being added centuries later or even removed. For example, the famous story of Jesus and the woman caught in adultery is completely missing from the earliest and most reliable manuscripts of the Gospel of John. Scholars know this, but why is there such a profound silence about it in most modern churches? This leads us to the lost teachings that nobody wants to talk about. There are compelling claims that parts of Jesus' original message were altered or suppressed. We're talking about deeper, more mystical teachings, ideas about inner divinity and direct spiritual experience, that were central to some early Christian groups. These weren't just minor details, they were core principles that have now almost completely disappeared from mainstream Christianity. The message we have today might be a simplified, more controllable version of a much richer and more complex original teaching. So, why do churches avoid discussing these topics? The answer is simple: fear. Fear that if believers start asking these uncomfortable questions, it could shake the very foundations of their faith. Fear that it might create division and doubt within the community. For many institutions, maintaining the current structure is the top priority, and a silence is safer mentality has taken hold. But the truth is out there, hidden in ancient texts and historical records, waiting for those who are brave enough to look. If this has opened your mind, imagine what else is waiting to be discovered. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell, because in our next video, we're going to reveal even more. Thanks for watching.